Hi, my name is Anna Anderson, and I run an online farmers market in Sioux Falls called Glory Garden. Our goal is to make it easy and convenient for families in the Sioux Falls area to shop for locally grown farm fresh food. This year has been one of much growth for our business, and I am seeking more local producers to help meet the growing demand for our services. Today, I'd like to share with you a little bit about my story and how Glory Garden was created, and secondly, how we operate in the present day. And lastly, I would like to share about the opportunity local producers have to sell their products through Glory Garden. So first of all, let me share a little bit about my story. I began my business the spring that I graduated high school. I loved working outside and growing a garden, and I wanted to make money doing what I loved. So I started growing a wide variety of produce and selling it to an email list that I was accumulating. Through taking some classes and learning about sales and marketing, I gradually began to feel confident in my abilities to connect with customers and really began to enjoy marketing. But it didn't take me long to realize that the challenges of growing a wide variety of produce with planting and weeding and harvesting, while at the same time trying to manage the sales and marketing and customer service and the necessary things that are required to actually sell what I was growing, well, it was more than what one person could handle alone. And around the same time, I had networked with some other local farmers, and I realized that they were doing a far better job at farming than I could ever do myself. So I decided it made sense for me to put my efforts into sales and marketing and customer service while partnering with other local farmers to source the products that we were going to sell. So that's how we came to be an online farmers market. We currently offer a wide variety of fruit, vegetables, eggs, meat, and honey, and I would like to continue to increase our offerings to include canned goods or other pre-made foods that make healthy lifestyles easier. Up until now, we have always offered weekly deliveries from May through October. But this year, for the first time, we are going to continue by offering monthly deliveries throughout the winter, starting in November. The feedback I have gotten from my customers has been phenomenal. They really appreciate being able to shop online and how easy and convenient it is to pick up from one of our drop sites in Sioux Falls. They often comment about the quality and flavor of the products we sell, and I love to pass on that praise to our producers, who are the ones who deserve it. Let me tell you a little bit about how we operate now. So sometime during late winter or early spring, I talk to each of my producers and we plan for the coming year. I generally choose one producer for each thing I want to sell. And if there's more than one person growing the same thing, I'll use a second person as a backup in case of crop failure or some other unexpected change. So we discuss sales estimates and quantities needed, and see if there's any changes we want to make from the previous year. In May, we begin weekly deliveries on Tuesdays. So let me tell you about what leads up to that weekly delivery day. On Thursday, I contact each of my producers and get an availability list from them, and then I update the website. The website opens for orders 6 a.m. Friday, and the order deadline is 8 a.m. Monday. On Monday morning, I tally the orders and I contact each of the producers to give them a pick list. They drop off the orders on either Monday afternoon or Tuesday morning at our farm, which is a few minutes north of Sioux Falls. And some of the products come to us already packaged by the producer. Other things come in bulk crates, and we do the bagging and weighing at our farm. On Tuesday afternoons, we pack up all the orders and we deliver to 7 different drop sites in Sioux Falls. And customers also have the option to pick up at the farm if they like. So while we're managing the sales and deliveries at Glory Garden, our producers are already back to their farms, and they can spend more time on production or harvesting for their next market. I do not require our producers to pay a membership or vendor fee to sell through Glory Garden. I just simply pay our producers a wholesale price for their products. I mark up the cost just like a grocery store and sell it at a retail price to the consumer. I pay my producers at the end of each month with a check. If you're interested in becoming a producer with Glory Garden, let me tell you a little bit more about what that looks like. When doing business with producers, the number one thing that I appreciate is someone who takes pride in the quality of their products and delivers on their promise. That means carefully harvesting and sorting to ensure beautiful appearance, outstanding flavor, and maximum shelf life. This is crucial for me because the success of my business depends on customers being thrilled with what they receive. Not everything has to be flawlessly perfect. If a producer wants to sell seconds at a discounted price, I just make sure that the product description accurately details what to expect because it's all about meeting and exceeding expectations. And even though I ask for feedback and I'm quick to offer refunds, I rarely get complaints from customers. You might be thinking, this all sounds great, but are there any downsides to this sales model? There are two things that I can think of. It can be challenging to stand in your field and estimate the amount that you will have available the following week before you actually even harvest it. This is something that takes some practice, and it definitely gets easier with time. And secondly, sales can fluctuate from week to week, but this is no different than a grocery store, and most producers have several sales outlets that can balance each other out. Are you curious what it's like to be a producer for Glory Garden? Well, Trevor Gilkerson has been a producer with us for 3 years now, and I asked him to share his perspective with you.
I'm Trevor Gilkerson. I have Gilkerson Gardens Produce. We raise primarily cucumbers and tomatoes in greenhouses. We sell to grocery stores mainly, as well as some farmers markets, a couple of restaurants, direct from the farm, and then of course Glory Garden. What I like about selling to Glory Garden, its location is very convenient for me. I deliver every week to Sioux Falls to the grocery stores, and it's just a few miles off the interstate, so it's very convenient. I'm able to sell a variety of things, some of which maybe are a little more difficult to market other ways. This year, for example, with the cherry tomatoes, I had a restaurant that used to buy a lot of them, and because of the pandemic this year, they were not operating. I do sell a lot at farmers markets, but we do that earlier in the year, so later in the season, not having that restaurant, it was actually really nice having the outlet for the cherry tomatoes here. And then we also sell heirloom tomatoes and some other things that maybe I don't do as much of in the stores. I have an opportunity to sell at Glory Garden. I also think it gives me some exposure to other customers that I wouldn't otherwise be serving, and I think it's a good promotion for me. So
I have really enjoyed doing business with Trevor. By specializing in just tomatoes and cucumbers, he is able to fine-tune his operation to have consistent quality and production from April through October. And looking towards the future, I would like to see more growers specializing in just a few things. My best producers are those who specialize in just 3 to 5 different crops. Because rather than juggling the diverse needs of many different plants and livestock, they are able to focus on growing just a few things really well. I would also like to see more producers using season extension to begin harvesting earlier in the season when consumer demand is at the highest. I believe that by working together, we can build healthy, sustainable farms that support our families and meet the growing demand for local food in our area. If you are interested in becoming a producer with Glory Garden, please reach out to me and I'd love to talk with you.